I'm not going to play for you. Hello, hello. I'm here. Yay! It's Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock. How are you today? How is the one person that's here? Oh my goodness. Hi, Paige. How are you doing? Hope you're having a crafty, creative day. I am, but I'm really far behind. My little event yesterday threw me off, and I couldn't get back into crafting. Hi, Nex. And now I'm forever watching that screw to make sure it's not coming loose. Long time no see. Ever since what, Tuesday? Long time for Paige, for sure. 9 videos. Oh my gosh. Well, you want to come make stuff for me and do the videos and upload them for the next 2 days? Yes, it's good to have you back. It really is. We missed you on the lives and stuff, especially, but also your wonderful projects and your videos. I keep getting these messages that people are going to be skipping August, and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, and maybe I need to just, skip. I won't say anything here. Anyway, we'll start with everybody. There's, I think, 4 here, so we'll see. So this, if you need any supplies, this is the July host code if you're in the USA, and it's good through probably about the 30th. I will probably have to close it out. Oh, paper pumpkin. Yeah, well, I haven't even looked at my paper pumpkin came yesterday, and I took the plastic off, and that's as far as I got. So yeah, I haven't even, I don't know when I'll get to that. Maybe Sunday. So I don't know. Okay, let's just get started. I am going to introduce to you, again, I showed it in my haul, but this is my initial play with this. I had a request for someone to use the Poinsettia Petals suite. People are getting their catalogs now. I actually got mine that I had sent to me through the mailing list because I wanted to see when they would come, and it came yesterday. And my demo one came, I think it was last week or Monday, I forget. Anyway, this, I think so too. This, well, I'll tell you, I barely touched the surface. I made 4 cards, and I feel like I barely touched the surface. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. So this is called Poinsettia Petals, or I call it just Poinsettia Petals, but it does have an IA. Now, the images on the stamp set are only at 65%, so these look small, but they're not, trust me. Then you get the poinsettia dies, and they're gorgeous. They have them all on one sheet when you get them. I put them on 2 of these thingies so they can fit in my case. So you get, oh, and this, I'm missing one. There's this one too, and this is an important one. But you can cut these out and give them texture with the pieces here. These emboss, and I'll show you that in one of the cards. Then you have these 2 little ones, which also emboss. I don't know. Let me turn that light down. Ooh, got dark. See? Gorgeous. And I used them on the last card. These leaves emboss, or if you take the embossed part out and you stamp the leaves, it cuts out the stamps. And then this cuts out a stamped image, or you can just cut it out plain. And then this one cuts out of paper. And you have these 2 little pieces, which are like the center of your poinsettias. And then this is actually this pine branch here, and we'll be using that. I think we're using that in one of them. Now, the other thing is, let me get these out of the way. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous set. That's just the stamps and dies, right? Which is the critical part. And then the colors are in the papers: Old Olive. I'm going to put them away as I say them. Garden Green. Real Red. Whoops. Real Red. Okay, Brandy. You still haven't. Nix, did you get your address straightened out? Soft suede. I know you said you called them, but it's still showing wrong in my stuff. Anyway, so here are the designer papers. I just pulled out one sheet of each. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double-sided papers. And these are those. Beautiful. And then you flip them over. And you have pine cones. We're going to use this one. And we're going to use this one. And on the other side, we're going to use this one. And this one. And this one. So, then we have the other specialty designer paper, which is flocked vellum. And as you can see, I cut some pieces out because on this one here, the dies cut these branches. See the branches and the leaves. Okay, so they cut out of this sheet, but I didn't want to use a lot of it, and yeah, so anyway, I cut a couple of those out. And then on this one, this die that I said was really important cuts out some of these flowers, and I probably am not going to get it turned properly here right at the moment. Something like that. And we're going to use that on one card as well. So yes, and also that particular die, it not only cuts out of the vellum, it cuts out of, let me show you which paper, hang on. This paper, and I put little X's. It cuts only certain ones out. There's like 4 on this sheet that I could find that it cuts out. And let me see if I can turn it the right way. This way, I think. Nope. That way. There we go. It cuts out several of the flowers on the larger image paper. There's a smaller poinsettia flower one. It doesn't cut those out that I tried. No, I don't think it does. But it definitely cuts this out. So it cuts out the vellum. And then it also cuts out, there's a stamp. This stamp, that if you stamp it, it cuts that out as well. So it cuts out designer paper, your own stamping, and the vellum. So awesome. Same with the leaves. And then there's another piece of vellum that I have not worked with yet. And it's this like scroll work, which actually is the same design on one of the backs of the other papers. So let me put them down and we will get started. See, oh, the suite also has these, which I've actually bought 2 containers of. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are called beaded pearls, and you get 18 of them. So I now have 35 because I used one today. Well, we're going to use another one, so I'll have 34. Oh. Messing with your budget? Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm not responsible for that. And then this is the ribbon that comes in the set, and we will use it on one of the cards. It's the sheer ribbon, 3/8 inch, real red, very soft and nice. Very pretty. I love it. I did only use it on one card, and I can't remember if it's the 3rd or 4th card. So I did make 4 cards for you, which I started yesterday. Anyway, let me get these put away for now. And get myself organized again. Put this back on my die thing, and we'll get to card 1. Are you ready? Are you excited? Deb is happy. Yeah, I'm happy about this. Okay, so I don't sound sorry. No, I am sorry. But, you know, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. I'm sorry. So, and like I said, I have all these stamps out all over my desk. I had all these papers out. So here's my advice to you when you start working with this suite, because I know you're going to want to get it. get your stamps and dies out and just play. Like, get out your cardstock and just start die cutting in whatever colors you want to use. You know, I would do the leaves and stuff in Old Olive and in, can't have that there. And also in Garden Green, maybe in white or soft suede. You know, just start playing and then stamp your images and die cut them out, and then do these and die cut them out, and just do a whole bunch all at once, and then sit down to make your cards. That's kind of what how I started yesterday. And then this morning I was like, I better get some cards made. I actually had one done yesterday. So anyway, this is the first card we're going to do. So let me show you. I kind of showed you the paper already, but I want to pull it back in here. I have to get the right one. Okay. Oops. Shoot. I can't get it. Here it is. Okay. So like I said, I put little X's next to them. The trick is here, you know, when you cut one of these out, then you have this big hole in the paper, right? I think I always try and get the ones closest to the edge that I find first. Well, then I had this sort of hole in the paper, or actually in this particular case, I didn't have a hole, but the one that matched was like along the edge to this one. So this one is cut out of the paper, and then I wanted to use that paper, and I just overlaid this over the portion of one that would cut out by the die, but it would only be partial. And then here I made a background, and for that I used I don't know. I used what's supposed to be the part you use to color a leaf, which I didn't even understand that till I went back and looked at this. So it's this here, which actually adds color to the center of your leaf, and then this one adds to the center of the bigger leaf. Okay, so I used just this, and I also used the dots that color in the berries, these dots here, and we're going to use that colored in at some point. But I just did tone on tone. I did Old Olive, and we're just going to do it because I'm talking too much, and we're just going to do it. So let me get my pieces. Yeah, it really is. And then you get so many ideas when you're working with it. Like I said, I just touched the surface. I just don't have time for everything. I don't know how I'm going to get everything fit in before Christmas. So this is on soft suede, one of the colors that coordinates, like I showed you. But we're going to bring in, and I'm going to get my cheat, where did I put my cheat sheet? Uh-oh, here it is. I put it on the back of this one. This Old Olive is 1 1/4 inch wide by 5 3/8 inch high. So it just about goes to the top. And we're going to put that all the way over to here, but first we're going to stamp on it, okay? I already went ahead and die cut the flower. And you can sort of tell which flower it is by, it's a little tricky at first, and I was just twisting it around trying to see, but the 2 petals where this one has like a sort of a long thing and a notch, and then it has 6 little stamen or whatever they're called, with one sort of straying from the other 5. That's how I sort of can recognize now which one it is. Thank you, Cynthia. Not Cynthia, Cindy. I'm sorry. Thank you, Cindy, and welcome. And then here's the paper. And since I only used 1 sheet of this paper, and I still have some scraps from it. So I tried to be really cautious that way, but see how that's the stamen on it? And here's the notchy thing. So this is going to go right over top of that. So we're not going to waste that part of that paper, and it'll overhang onto the Old Olive. So this piece, and I had to sort of cut it around funny to get it, but it's 5 3/8 by 3 1/4. So let me stop yapping and get some scrap paper. Happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday. Honestly, other than my lives and videos that have to go up, every day starts to blur together for me anymore. I'm getting a little stir crazy-ish. Okay, so bringing in Old Olive ink. Alrighty, and we're just going to do, for this one, we're going to stamp full strength and just all over, sort of give it the measles kind of look, you know. And it will be visible, so you really don't want to, you know, get them too wonky. Wait till you see these on the branches. They're so pretty. That will be card, I don't remember. I think 3. Ugh, turn that around. So this is real easy. No rhyme nor reason. Just stamp off the paper. And I just need one more up here. And maybe one more, half of one here. Okay, I'm going to clean my stamp. And then this one, I'm going to just stamp all over also, but I'm going to stamp off and just have it sort of be a shadowy kind of piece wherever I feel like it needs it. A little something else to give it texture, you know. Oh. So we are having rain-ish, and occasionally we get warnings of thunderstorms. Oops, I didn't stamp that one off enough. So I don't know if we will again. I think that's enough, actually. I don't want it to be too much. And let me close this up. Now I'm going to come in and do the soft suede and the sentiment. And I pre-cut 2 of these out just in case Deb messes up. And we're going to use the sentiment. May magic and wonder bloom this holiday. You know, get it? Bloom with the flowers blooming. This is so pretty. Now, they tell you that Whisper White is one of the colors, but to me, this background is sort of a cross between Very Vanilla and Soft Suede. So Very Vanilla, I think, also goes with it, which I do use in one of the cards. Yeah. If I didn't have crafting, I probably would be going stir crazy. Crafting and YouTube and, oh my goodness. Now, when I stamp this, I'm putting it to the left, my left, because I'm going to chop off part of that end. And I just want to get it sort of straight, hopefully. I pulled my hair back, so hopefully it won't. That's not bad, actually. Not bad. I'll go with it. That, I think, is all the stamping I did on this one. Oh, and this opens, this is A2 size card, and it opens vertically. That's all I did on the inside, was put some of the paper in. So, now we will start to assemble, actually. Pretty easy card once you get the pieces going. If I could pick them up. So I'm going to use wet glue and glue this down first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to actually bring in a different ribbon. And this is from the All the Trimmings ribbon combo pack. And I'm going to use the Old Olive with gold on. I just put a little bit of gold sparkle going down there. Now to do that, what I did is I placed these 2 on here together. Kind of got them where I wanted them. Moved over a little bit. And then I took them off of there. Flipped them over. And now I'll put a little glue down. South Texas. Oh no. Will you be safe? Whatever they say. I don't know. I have not really been, well, I haven't directly been through a hurricane. I mean, we've had the storms, you know, that the aftermath that comes up the East Coast we've had, but nothing major. Let me make sure that's good. No, this is why I wanted the wet glue, because I want to make sure it's straight. Straight-ish. Straight-ish. Not happy. Okay, is that better? That's better. I think that's better. Seems like I have the designer paper just a tad bigger. Okay, so now what you could also do is just tape it, you know, with like your regular clear tape. Now I'm going to bring in just a tad bit of Seal Plus. I love the Seal Plus. I'll leave it at that. I love the Seal Plus. So I'm just going to put that on the seam there. Actually, I probably need to put it, yeah, I have to put it over here. I need to move my Seal Plus, because I need it to go down the line in the front. In the front where this seam is. Sorry, I keep, it just got like really, really dark here. Really, really dark. And it's, what I say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Oh no, I'm so sorry, Cindy. Well, hopefully that won't happen this time. Oh, I can't imagine, you know, when I was, well, all the years of my life, my mother grew up near a river, and back when before they had a dam, and she went through 2 floods as a child, so she was deathly afraid of water, and I grew up, you know, hearing about that a lot. So I can't even, I'm a little afraid of oceans and stuff because of that. I like lakes and things, but moving water does have a tendency to scare me because of growing up hearing about all those events that they went through. So now we're just going to put this on our card. Okay, and then we're going to first put our poinsettia on. So we're looking for the longish notchy thing. So that's going to go right there. So we're going to bring in dimensionals. And you can use small ones, big ones, whatever you want. I think on the other one I used, but I try and get them pretty good coverage. I might use a small one or two, like in here. Yep. See, I use the edges on some of them. Oh, that's good. Oh, good. Yeah, you're lucky they did that for you. Okay. So let's take these off. Now, before you glue this down, you could, and I probably should have, cut this, but I don't want to cut it until I actually have this flower on. So you could wait and glue the whole thing down once it's all ready. So you just want to get this so that it's in the right position. I'm not having it in the right position. And that will also help hold your ribbon down. Yeah. I got a little wonky this time because it's over the card just a tad, but it's okay. It'll be fine. So this, I kind of just want, these are the stitched nested label dies, by the way. They originally came with the Bird Ballad set. Hi, Vera. It's okay. You're not that late. Hi, Heather. Welcome. So I just want to cut it right actually where this point and this point is. So I'm going to bring my itty bitty trimmer in, and let's see what we can do here. Now this is only available to demonstrators. It was available as a joining a reward for new demonstrators back in the January to June mini. And we're going to bump this up too, by the way. But now it is available for demonstrators only to buy. It comes in handy. I don't like it as a full-blown trimmer, but because it's not big enough. Hi, Teresa. Therese, excuse me. Ugh, what is wrong with me today? I can't talk. Maybe I need a sip of the tea I went down to get right before I started. Hang on. And that's just going to go down here. And then to finish this one off, we're just going to bring in the metallic pearls in gold. I have 2 left on this sheet, so we'll use those first. Now, these have a tendency to slide, in my opinion, so I'm going to use a little bit of fine tip glue, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue where I want the pearls, and one up here is where I had it, but I think I might put it here this time because the pattern's a little different. Okay, let me close that up, and I don't mind if that sits and gets a little tacky first. The tackier the better this time. Yeah, this is card 1, Therese. I have 3 more. This is all from the Poinsettia Petals suite of products. It's in the new catalog. And that people are starting to get them. I know Judy got hers. I think it was yesterday. I need 1 more. I had to open the new pack. Yeah, that's true, Heather. I like it just for trimming, like little stuff like this that I just did. And this one is going here. And then I do have one other thing I have to do, I think. No, that's it on this. Well, the inside. We have to do the inside. Where'd I put my lid? Here it is. I much prefer my bigger one for most things. It's just little chops like that. It's good for. Okay, so that is that. And then the inside, did I bring that over? Yes, I did somewhere. So we have, okay, this one's 5 1/4 by 4. And I thought I had another piece of paper here. Bear with me. Huh. Okay, maybe I didn't. Well, maybe we won't do that. 1 second. I know I had that ready. I just have either dropped it or buried it. So let's see if I have another piece that I can cut. That's just bugging me. Just bugging me. Had all the other pieces here. That's just weird. Weirdness. Oh well. All right. Let's see if we have another piece we can cut. Not sure. I do. Will that be the right size? No. Will that be? No. All right. We're just going to glue it in as it. Well, wait a minute. One more. That's probably it. Okay. I might have put it away thinking it was an extra. And I believe this is 3/4 by 5 1/2. Yep. So we're just going to glue that down. Scrappy strip technique. You do like it for that? The scrappy strip? Just using to cut little strips for with the trimmer. Oh, I want it to go this way, I think. Okay, and then we're just going to put that on the inside, and then we'll be done. Card number 1. So pretty. And actually, before I glue that down, I have just a little bit hanging off the edge here. I'm going to snip off. There we go. Make sure, yep, okay. Gorgeous. At first when this suite came out, I bought everything except the designer paper because I just wasn't sure I liked the colors because I'm used to seeing red poinsettias, but oh my gosh, how gorgeous, right? And so easy. I always do something on the inside. Thank you, Paige. Yes, exactly. Great way to use scraps. Okay, so that's card 1. So let me put that somewhere. I don't know where. Down here, I guess. No, over here. Okay. Okay, so card 2 also used the same paper, but I flipped it over. Now, I have lost my instructions I had for that one. Okay. So this one, let me show you the paper again. So you can see this is what's on the other side of the big poinsettias. And because you have to kind of cut it weird to get that flower out, I didn't want to waste the other side, right? So this one, I managed to get a whole piece, which is 3.5 this way by 5.5 this way. But for the one we're going to do, I didn't want to cut into another sheet. And I had this piece, but guess what? The flower was cut out of it. So I cut another, hi Jackie. So I cut another flower. Thank you, Paige. I cut another flower with that die out of garden green and just taped it in there. So now we have a piece, right? The flower is going to end up being down a little lower, but it's okay. And I'm not wasting paper, right? So there's a little trick for you. Okay, so we're using garden green as the background. And like I said, oh, and it's cut on the 11-inch side, so 11 by 4.5. Excuse me, 4.25. 11 by 4.25. And this is 3.5 by 5.5. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and glue that down to start. Now this is the flower out of one of the vellum sheets. It's part of this suite. Like I showed you, that die cut that out. Okay, and I already pre-cut stuff except for that flower, so I have pieces of it. I keep all these things in little bags when I'm getting ready so I don't lose them, and I still lose them. I don't know how I do that. Anyway, so here is the piece, and I just need to get that die and cut it out the rest of the way. Now you could fussy cut it if you want to, but not me. Yeah. Oh, did you get yours, Therese? Yay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so same thing. We're looking for the one that has that sort of elongated, pointy thingy. Oh, it's here. See this elongated, pointy thing with 2 together? And then we look for it on here. And obviously I can't find it good this time. Nope. Because I'm live. I think it's this one. This one. Nope. All right, Deb. You had this before. Help me see it. I can't see it this time. There we go. I got it. See? Beautiful. I'll be right back. I just have to turn around. Yeah, what I usually do is I write little get, maybe, get, and then when I get them, I highlight them in yellow. Or if I already have it because it's a carryover, I highlight it in pink. Great for vendor shows. I actually got the card display. I haven't opened it yet, but yes, I think I'm going to really like that. First thing I have to do is clean up my room so I have room for it, though. But yes, that would be perfect for craft fairs. And I don't know if the one I'm signed up for that was supposed to be in April and got postponed to October is going to happen or not. And I'm sure the other 2 probably aren't, but I'm not positive about that either. I'm sure the one in the nursing home is going to be a no-no. So there's the main flower in vellum. And my suggestion for what to use for glue is Seal Plus. It doesn't show like glue does. Now, I did use my contraband glue right in the center because it's going to be covered up anyway. Okay, so here's what I cut out. I did bring in some gold foil, and I just die cut those let me show you the pieces I used. The dies. This piece here cuts these. Now you can also, and I did cut some foil pieces out with this one, but this it looks okay with foil. I don't have any of those right here to show. Then I also stamped, I'm not going to do it right now, but I stamped in garden green on garden green, 2 large leaves and 2 little leaves. And then I stamped and die cut these. Now these probably should be green and then color in the pine cones, but I'm just going to use them. I stamped them in soft suede on white, whisper white. And then this is for our sentiment, which we're going to heat emboss. And then these little guys here, I cut out like a ton of them in all different colors. And I decided that for this flower, I really liked the one with the holes in gold on top of soft suede. And you can sort of see it embosses. I don't know if you can see it or not. It embosses where the holes line up. So I'm going to glue those together so I don't lose the pieces. So that is what we're going to do. And then just assemble it all. Then we'll heat emboss our sentiment, Happy Holidays, and just use some of the gilded gems. Now those are out of, I believe, the Ornate Garden suite. I bought extras of those because they're gorgeous. I love them. Okay, let me put this back on here and get those out of the way. And we'll assemble, and then we'll stamp and heat emboss. Okay. Now the only thing I have to be more careful of this time is we have to get this positioned so that it's over this, over this, you know, where I had to put the green down. Most of the way. I mean, it's not going to matter too much. Oh my gosh. Why am I having such a hard time today? I think it goes like this. There we go. That's not quite it. It doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up by this stuff. So what I did is I took 2 leaves. Thank you, Jackie. Hi, Lori. Yeah, I have coupons too, more than I care to admit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and assemble these first, actually. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down on the bottom of the big one and sort of tilt that. I actually got too much. That's all right, because we're going to put something else in there too. Like that. And then we're going to put this in here in the middle. Right up the middle of those 2 leaves. And then we're going to put this on. And this is the gold foil paper that Stampin' Up carries. And I'm not gluing all the way up. I'm just gluing a little bit to hold it together down here at the bottom. And that is what we're going to do for that. And then we're going to do the other one. Let me move this out of the way. Same way. Same way. Just occurred to me why this isn't fitting right. It's because I cut it out of the other side of the paper. Yeah, you can't really flip it though because this has flocking on this side. So yeah, I would have to flip it to have it fit, but then the flocking will be on the other side. So I'm gonna just say it belongs like that. It'll be a different touch. Yeah, because the poinsettias are on the other side. But it's okay. It'll be intentional. Might even like it better. I don't know. We shall see. Where the other one, I didn't have that because it was actually just a solid piece of the designer paper. And since we're gluing, we're going to glue these together too. Now, if I had been smart, I would have backed, well, maybe not. I would have backed this little piece with the adhesive sheets we have now. And it would have been easier than using glue, but it doesn't take very long with glue. Just have to be able to pick it up and put it together right. I just don't want too much glue coming through, but the glue does dry. This glue dries clear. So, okay, now let's figure out how we want this since we have these spaces. We did have one up here, and I kind of brought them into the middle. Let's try and get it so that not too much of the green shows, but a little bit's okay. Maybe like that will do this time. So we'll just have a little bit of green sticking out to look like extra leaves, right? All right, so I'm going to glue them down, and then our sentiment's going to go up here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue that down right about there, right about there. And I'm just going to tack it a little bit, and I'll put a little bit on here too. Okay, doesn't have to be, you know, super precise. And I had them so they sort of met in the middle. And then I did actually put a little bit of glue on here, but I'm going to use my Seal Plus this time. I'm just going to put a little bit there for the moment anyway. And I don't care that I can see them meeting up. And I did turn it a little bit, didn't I? Because I'm going to cover that with this. But before I do that, I just want to maybe tack it down in a couple other places. I'm going to actually pull it up a minute. Just a few other places. Okay, let's see. Right like that. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to glue this down with this wet glue carefully. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Jackie. I'm surprised we don't have Judy here. Thank you, Therese. You guys are great. I appreciate you. I truly do. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. It looks pretty good, right? I could actually stamp a little something on there, but I'm not going to worry about it because it just looks like another leaf sticking out. And I still think it's gorgeous. All right, so now we're going to heat emboss with gold. So I need my Versamark, which I have misplaced. Misplaced. Okay, where'd you go, Versamark? Wow, here it is. And I'm also going to get my embossing buddy that we don't carry anymore, but oh well. Okay, now the sentiment I used was just Happy Holidays. So let me unbury that somewhere here too. Here it is. I have everything on blocks. I actually cleaned my blocks yesterday, but they're probably don't look it now. And how I cleaned them was just with, let me see, I want this over sort of in the middle. Sort of in the middle. Not bad, not bad. I did okay. It's a little up a little high, but it's all on there, so I'm all right with it. And then we're gonna take it and dip it in our gold embossing powder. And I'm gonna actually hit it twice. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Had to get rid of my scrap paper though because I got some on there and I had to clean my stamp. Thank you, Jackie. I know. Well, the glitter I didn't use that often, but coming into the holiday season, yeah, I think they would have waited till next year to get rid of it. But anyway. I don't know. Judy sent me a text just before we came on. Maybe she forgot. I'm not sure. Maybe she's having dinner. Beats me. Or they could be having a storm. All right, noise time, guys. I forgot to pick my dirty paper up. I'm sure I got it all, but don't hit it too hard because it will melt too much. All right, I'm going to let it cool for a minute. Now I'm going to get rid of this paper, actually. Okay. And then wipe off some of that embossing buddy stuff. And then we're going to use the brand new, this is in a bundle called Banner Year. It's a stamp set with another new punch, which does flags, both the inverted one and the extrovert and the introvert, I'll call them. She did forget. Oh, oh my goodness. Silly Judy. And then I'm going to put it in, which one did I use? The pointed one, because I felt like that looked like the points on the poinsettia, so I just felt like the pointed one went well. And this is a 3/4 inch strip of garden green by about 3 inches. Not quite. It was a scrap. And then we're just gonna bump that up on dimensionals too. And then we'll add our bling and the outside will be done. Well, it takes practice because I don't consider myself to be the best. And actually, I have the most trouble with gold. So I'm practicing the most with gold. The white, I seem to get okay. And the clear. But I just, for some reason, always seem to end up with speckles and stuff from the gold. But I did okay that time. I'm amazed at myself. Hi, Judy. I'll show you the first card. We're on the second one now. I'm going to actually put that up just a little higher because this time we have that green showing. And I just saw my flower move, so I'm actually going to bring in my Seal Plus and try and bend a leaf up and tack it down a little better. I think we're going to tack it over here and over here. And I just need a little bit. There we go. Now we'll just add a little bit of bling. I don't need, oh, here's the other card. Here's the first card we did. You can look at while we add bling on this one. And then we have to do the inside of this one, which I'm doing the same, pretty much the same way. You're playing a game. Oh, it's okay, Heather. You see the card most of the way done. So now we're just going to add some gilded gems, which are part of the ornate garden. This is the card we're doing. Came out a little different because I explained that. You have to rewatch why I explained that. I'm trying to figure out. I want the biggest one down here. Let's see where I want it this time. Maybe right here. And then I want a little one up here. And a medium one over here. Maybe down a little bit there. And that is the outside of the card. Yay! So this one has a little bit of extra green popping out because we put a placeholder in where I had cut it out of this paper, and this is the other side of that paper. He's going to have to wait. Oh, poor doggy. So the inside is basically the same, except it's going horizontal this time. The card opens this way. So we're just going to glue that on there and plop her down. So I hope you're all having a good week and have an even better weekend. My plan is craft and do videos and do laundry. That's my exciting life. I think my daughter is leaving for the shore tomorrow. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Therese. So we have 2 more cards to do. We're going to go in a different colorway on the next one. The next 2, actually. So these are our greens. One in garden green and one in soft suede and old olive and a white poinsettia. Both gorgeous, right? It is hot out. It is hot out. Okay, so we're ready for card 3. In my opinion, guys, this is a must-have suite, let me tell you. It is a must-have suite. Here's the next one we're going to do. We switch into real red, whisper white, and the paper behind the poinsettia this time is this one, which is more old olive and real red based. And the back of it has that scrolly design like I showed you on the blocked vellum. Same kind of pattern, but in old olive. And we're going to use Merry Christmas. And let me bring in my supplies. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Therese. I'm going red. Yes, I am. Your hubby is building you a unit in your closet. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Which one? The second one, Paige? I think you like the second one too, huh? I'm making 4. This is the 3rd one, so I have 1 more after this. Yep. And honestly, I really barely touched the surface. I mean, you saw I had all those whole sheets left, and I've got a couple half sheets. There's only 1 piece of paper that I only have like scraps left of it, and that was from the first card where I cut the poinsettias out. This one, you see I have that piece and these little pieces. And then on this one, where I cut the oval out, I actually have a whole half of that paper yet. So this was like I cut it in half and then die cut those, and I have pretty much left on there still. So I save my scraps and try and use them up. I was trying really hard on the first 2 to use the same paper and use them up. And here are all of them. Okay, so we have real red. Now I am going to bring in the layering ovals dies, which is what I just mentioned, and I used the largest one of the plain ones. So that's the layering ovals dies in the annual catalog. And the pine wood planks also in the annual catalog. I think this is probably the right number for it, 152320, but don't hold me to that. Just look where the embossing folders are and look for pine wood planks. It's still there as far as I remember. So this piece is the inside. This piece is going to be 5 by 3 3/4, and I want my planks going vertically on this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Kind of get it positioned. It doesn't really matter as long as it's sort of straight going up and down. And I have to turn around and run that through. Thank you, Judy. It's the paper. I mean, I take a little bit of credit, but not that much. All right, let's see if I can do this. This is a really thick embossing folder. And I don't think that's going to be enough. But my embossing plate doesn't work with it. So I have to use like my base plate and my thin adapter and a piece of cardboard. And that's the only way I can get those really, really thick ones to work. But yeah, it worked, I'm sure. Hang on. Let me get it set up because I think I have to die cut too next. I can't remember if I already did them or not. Okay. So there we have it. So it just looks kind of white, right? Let me move that out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to sponge it a little bit with soft suede. And I just have a sponge here. And first I just went around the edges, and then whatever was left on the sponge, I just took it and ran it over the planks to make them. Actually, I used this side of it, the indented ones. Do I want the... No, I'm going to go with the inverse again. The reverse side, which has them indented. They don't really want those bumps sticking up on the outside. I don't know why. It's just me. They do. I got them all, I think. I don't have them all out of the annual. I have most of them. And I'm getting one more of them. But I have a lot of them. And I think I got all of them out of the mini, including the spider web. But the funny thing is, I didn't get the Halloween paper. Stampin' Up sells these sponges, and you just cut them in 6 wedges. And there you have it. That's a little grungier than the other one was, but that's okay. So that was soft suede. So that is not going to go down yet because we had to put ribbon on first. I've already die cut the oval out of that holly berry paper. I did not stamp or die cut the flowers yet, so we're going to have to do that. So let's do that next. So we're going to bring in this poinsettia and this poinsettia and this poinsettia. And what I did is I stamped them using cherry cobbler, which is a little darker than real red. Oh, did Therese leave? Okay, bye, Therese. Sorry, I probably missed her. I just felt like it would show up a little better, like give it a little more shading and definition if I used cherry cobbler on the real red. And I think it did, right? I think it did. I don't know. Plus, we are going to use tweezers and give it a little texture too. So we're just going to stamp these. Now I should have a, what do you call them under here? A piercing mat, which by the way is available again now. If anybody needs the piercing mat, it is available now. So it's not in the catalog. They weren't going to carry it over, but I think so many people complained they brought it back. So, and it had been on not orderable because obviously they were making their inventory go down, but to retire it, but it's back. So I ran out of blocks. I had to use a skinny block. So I'm ordering a few more D blocks, which is about the size of this. And there we go. And a couple of the tips are a little light, but it's okay. Yes, I do, Tina. Now, the things I'm showing here, except for the cardstock and everything, aren't available till August 4th, but this is the July code. The new catalog isn't available till August 4th, which is not that far away. And for that one, there will be a new host code because Donna Jackson is going to have a party starting August 4th. So I don't have that available to give you yet. Hi, honeybees. Thanks for joining us, but this is the one for July, and it's under all my July videos. Okay, so you can take a still shot of that or whatever. All right, so I need to get my dies. Here, dies. And the ones we're going to be using are the outline ones of this. So this one for the big one, and we just have to, this petal on the big one has like a dimple, and that sort of shows you how to place that, she says. Maybe I have the wrong dimple in the wrong place. Anyway, I'll fix it when I get to my machine. And then this one, I don't know, I think it goes like this. Yep. And you want the lines on your dies to be right on the lines of what you stamped. This one also has sort of a big dimple in the side, but it's kind of hard to tell on the dies. I think it's that one. Yep. All right, so I have to turn around again. I'll be back. Thank you, Jackie. Hi, Ruru. Welcome. The Order on Netflix, is it good? I need some new Netflix stuff to watch. All right, I have to put some, I'll talk, but I can't see at the moment. I have to put some sticky notes down on these so they don't move because I'm doing them all at the same time. And I like to do that anyway. Okay, there's that one, and there's that one, and that one did move. So let me get another sticky note and fix it. And figure out which way it goes. This way. Yep. Okay, here we go. Running it through my new Big Shot, which the handle fell off of yesterday. It's just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I actually was so frustrated. I brought my son up to help me look for the parts because I couldn't find the screw that came out of it. And it landed, I don't even know how it flew to where it flew to, but it landed in a tote bag I have on the floor in a pocket. It was so bizarre. So bizarre. Anyway, I digress. It's working now. I'm happy. Magic and werewolves. Huh. I don't know if I would like that or not. I like good magic shows, but I get creeped out at too much. Which is weird because when I was young, I used to watch Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows. See how they go? Now, you don't have to stamp these. You can just use the dies, and this will texturize them beautifully. I have tried it, but we're not going to use that, I think, tonight. No, we aren't. So let me get these out of the way. Okay, now what we're going to do is get the ribbon, which is the ribbon that comes in the suite, the sheer red. And we're going to figure out our placement here of this. It's going to go up a little bit. So probably right about here is where I want the ribbon. So once again, I'm going to just tack it down with Seal Plus. Let me go in a little bit, get some extra on there. And I'm going to put one side down and see if that's where I want it, because it seems like it's up high. It's up too high. Deb. Up too high. Let's go down a little bit. Uh-oh, I tore my paper. That's how strong it is. It tore the paper. Luckily, it's on the back. All right. I think I want those double berries at the top. That looks good. I'm going to cut that off and go, because we need room at the bottom for our sentiment. Let me put this away, and then we're going to tack that down onto the card. Otherwise, oops, not quite yet. We got to cook it. Okay, with wet glue. Yes, that's true. Thank you. We're not done with those flowers yet. Okay. I was actually watching a lady in the UK who's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator called Artful Stamping with Ruth, I believe. And I learned a trick with tweezers that I didn't know before. And we're going to use that in a second. But first, we're going to put this down. And we're just going to glue this down too. Maybe down a little bit, about like that. Now these are all my own designs. I did get inspiration just looking through the catalog, but you won't find these exact cards in there by any stretch. Okay, so let's set that aside now and find my tweezers. Here they are. Okay, so what she did is she just took it. Now these are weird tweezers because they have that extra little thing. So I just take that from the tip and I pull one end forward. Let me see if I can do it. Bend it and then push the other one back and twist it. And it looks a hot mess, but it works. You get it sort of in the middle, pull one forward and twist one back. And you can do it even more than that, but I don't want too much. Pull one forward, push one back, flatten a little bit. And probably it would work better if you had nice long tweezers. You could do down the whole flower, but it works for this card. You're not that... Yeah, she does. She does do amazing one-sheet wonders. That's what got me watching her channel, actually. Sometimes. I don't watch it all the time. But then she makes cards with, you know, what she makes too, sometimes. Not always, but I know one show she came out and she had a stack of one-sheet wonders. I'm like, we need to make some cards with these. And I think she was going to just sell what her creations, her paper creations were, or something. But I like doing backgrounds, but on a smaller scale. Okay, so then these are going to go like this. And one more. Now, if I didn't have dye ink on here, I might be inclined to just dampen these a little bit with a spray of water. And I think they'd bend easier. But since I have dye ink on them, I don't want to do that because the dye ink would just run everywhere. Okay, so now let's assemble them by just putting a dab of glue in there and offsetting. And then you can also use like a stylus or something and, you know, bend them this way if you want, but not really necessary. Because, you know, flowers they don't have even petals, especially poinsettias. Poinsettias. Okay, and then these go offset like that. Oops. Hold it down for a second. And then I had these little things in the background. So what those are, I'll show you the stamp. I already did them to save time. But what they are is this stamp. I don't know if you can see it. And then those things we used on the first card, we'll do one together so I can show you how to do it. And then, but I already cut some out. So I cut 3 of those out. And I didn't have any leaves on this one, but I thought maybe I had these 2 leaves and I already crumpled them. And these were the ones that were just embossed themselves. And I took my old olive Stampin' Up marker and just went down the stemmy things. I don't know if I'll use them or not. I don't know. I think it looks good without them, but we'll see. So let me show you how that works on a scrap. Here I have a scrap. So what I did is I just stamped them in soft suede. Bye. Is that Jackie? Okay, bye Jackie. Thank you. So we just stamp them with this in soft suede. They stamp really nicely too, all these do. And then we'll get out our real red. These are 2-step stamps. Oh, wow. Well, maybe there's another shop. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same one. I think there's, well, I don't know if there still are, but okay. So there's like one at the bottom and two at the top. You want the two at the top, and then the bottom is actually over here on the side. And because they're photopolymer, you really just want to line them up as best you can with your stamped images. Hope I got it. I did. Yay! Beautiful, right? And easy, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I have to get these off my chamois, which I actually did clean before I came down. I mean, came up. Oops. Sorry. I still have to work on my Smash That Small Paper Pad too, Ruru, so don't feel bad. And I got a message from Nikki. She's not going to have hers up till Sunday. Excuse me a minute. I have to have a sip of tea. You're a new demonstrator. You need money first. Oh, yeah. True. So anyway, that's how you do it. And I'm going to set that aside, and I'll use that for another time because I already have them ready. So let's bring our card back in. Actually, let's stamp our sentiment if I have. I thought I had another piece. I don't know what I did with the piece. Uh-oh. Oh, you think you're prepared, but you're not. I have the inside here for this one. There's the inside. But I don't have the strip to do the Merry Christmas. Well, let's do the rest of it first. Okay. So we have to place everything down. See how we like it. I just had these sticking out like there. And here. And down here. Move it down a little bit. Center the flower over that. Let's see if we want the leaves under here somewhere. I don't know. I think I should put the leaves in or not. I'm kind of not feeling them. Your doggy's back. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Hopefully it's quick. Oh yeah, me too, Ruru. I think I'm gonna leave the leaves off. That's just me. All right, so what I'm gonna do is use a dab of let's see, how am I gonna do it? Actually, what I did the first time is I put the flower down and then I just cut a little bit of the stems off them. So I'm going to do the same thing actually. Ooh, a little bit much. I'm going to put the flower down. I want it this way because I want to be able to see those berries. And then we'll see. Yeah, I think I went like right there. So I'm actually, that one fits in pretty good. Just going to put a dab of glue on here maybe. There we go. And just the bottom ones. There we go. Can actually have this so it hangs over the leaf, but I'm not going to do that. We'll do the same on the other side. Ooh, too much glue. Too much glue. Okay. Oh, it's sticking out a little too far. We're going to snip that off a little bit because I don't want it out that far. There. Nope. Playing. I'm going to just leave them behind the leaves, the petals, instead of on top. And I think this one, we might have to snip off a little too. Yep. So we just snip. You want to see the next card? Okay, what's coming? Poor doggy. He's like, come on, mommy. Glue. This is a new glue bottle, but it's sticking. And then we'll just put that in. so it's peeking out there. Maybe a little further out there. There we go. Okay, and then we'll put our little beaded pearl in. Now for that, I use two, excuse me, glue dots. Two glue. You could probably use 3, but I just used 2. And they fit actually perfectly on those little sections. The problem is holding it and not having it stick to you. And then just make sure none is hanging over. And that'll go right in the center. That, to me, makes the whole card, honestly. And now, let me turn around. I need a scrap of white, which I really thought, maybe this is it. Here is a scrap of white. Yes. Okay. So let me cut that to 3 3/4. Three and 3/4. And this, I think, is also about 3/4 inches wide. And we're bringing real red ink again. You love the green splash with the leaves, you mean? Oh, oops. Oh, well. I know, right? And I truly was on the fence about the paper. I didn't order it my first order. I ordered it my second order. And I'm so glad I got it now. I had bought the flocked paper because that was just unusual. But I went back and got this paper. And probably because I saw somebody else use it. So there's our Merry Christmas. That's a beautiful font too, by the way. Part of this stamp set. I mean, if you could see all these blocks I have all over my desk, it's amazing how many stamps come in this. It's 2 sheets of stamps in the stamp set. The picture on the cover, like I said, is 65%. So let's put that away. And then this is bumped up on dimensionals as well. But before I do that, I did take my red Stampin' Right, real red, and went around the edges because I just wanted it to pop off that card a little bit. When I don't want to put more paper down, that's what I usually do. Just edge it with the brush end of the Stampin' Right marker. I do that a lot, actually. And dimensionals. My favorite thing on the planet, I think, lately. Dimensionals. And I believe I put 4 or 5. I don't know. Probably 4. And I'm not sure that's even enough for me, but oh well. Thank you, Ruru. Yeah, I do too. I love the whole suite. Did Cindy leave us? Stay safe. Oops. Oh gosh, be safe, Cindy. Oh my gosh. Hurricane warning. Okay. Okay, so that's it except for the gems, which we'll do in a minute. Let's do the inside first, which is just a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of Whisper White with a 1/2 inch strip of the same paper that I use for the oval. Oh, shoot. And of course, I just started to put glue on the wrong side. Oh my gosh. I could use the other side, but I don't want to. And now I have glue all over me. So I'm going to have to get a wet wipe out. And I may have to just dust this with my embossing buddy so that it doesn't stick. It actually doesn't feel sticky, amazingly. But I do. So let me get a wet wipe. Okay, Judy. Thank you for joining us. I'll give you a sneak peek of the last card. Here's the last card. See? Pretty. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I had sort of I forgot to eat breakfast this morning, so Judy and I were texting, and we said we both had to go have lunch. Well, it sort of ended up being my meal for the day, I think. And then I'll just have something light tonight, like salad or something. I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll just put this in here. I have glue hanging off my fingernails. How weird. Probably no other demonstrator but me does stuff like that. Yeah, you get them pretty bad there. Copan of Bay? Huh. You think I'd know that, but I don't. Okay, gems. We need gems. We need bling. Again, the gilded gems. I think I'm obsessed with these a little bit. And these do use your excuse me, your putty. But just wipe them off a little bit, because once in a while the putty sticks to the top. And slide them on your plastic. And they go good with it because there's gold little beads in between these white pearls here. So it helps just add a little something, something. I think this time, though, I'm gonna put one here instead of up here. I didn't do that on the first one, and it'll make it a little harder to mail, but gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. If I may say so myself. So there's card 3. And now we'll move on to card 4. Let me get all these papers out of the way. Well, actually, yeah. Okay. Card 4. What time is it? 5:22. We're doing good. Thank you. Earthquake, California. Ugh. You know, we have had, thank you. We have had one major tornado. We've had a couple little ones, but I think it was 1996 or 7. And there was like a path of devastation. It ran through a neighborhood about 40 minutes from here that it completely demolished one house, and the other 2 houses on either side were untouched. It was just so bizarre, and those people were sleeping. It was during the night. And where I lived, I actually heard it, but I didn't know what it was because we never have them. And it sounded like a train. It kind of woke me up, but I didn't live near a train. And the next day when I got up, there were some trees in our neighborhood uprooted and laying on their sides, like big trees. So yeah, it was pretty scary. Okay, so real red card base, again in A2, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. It's your standard A2. This time, the designer paper does most of the work. This is the one I'm using. The back of it is wood grain, so I used the front and the back of it. And we're just going to glue this down. It is the same size as the card front, so 5.5 by 4. And is that right? 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to stand it up. I might even put it this way because it helps me get it lined up a little better. And that's another reason I use the wet glue, though, too. And then just try and make sure it is aligned to the edges. And you can use your bone folder to smooth it out too, but I just like using my hands. Thank you, thank you. What did Honeybee say? Oh, yeah. Oh, so you went from earthquakes to hurricanes, honeybees. Thank you, Nix. Thank you, Vera. Okay, so then we have a piece of real red that is, I don't know, I didn't write these down, but I think it's 2 inches. Might be 1 3/4. Hang on. 2 inches by 5 1/2. And this strip then is 1 3/4, I think, by 5 1/2. Nope, 1 1/2 by 5 1/2. 2 inches by 5 1/2, 1 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we're going to glue them together like that, just so we have about even edges on either side. Okay. So when you say you're a new demonstrator, how long have you been, like, how new? Who said that? Heather, I think. Did she left to go with the dog, right? Okay, and then we can go ahead and put that down, but I'm not going to yet. Now, in the dies, there are 2, I think I showed them already, these little poinsettias here, and they have texture to them. So when you run them through the machine, they come out already textured. And all I did was make 5 of them. And here they are. I think that's backwards. There we go. So I don't know. Are you able to see the texture in them? Yeah, a little bit. Focus. Anyway, they have texture. So they're just going to go down like this. And before I put them on officially, and that other part, we have to stamp on Very Vanilla scrap. And we have to punch out. We're going to use the postage stamp punch. That's what this little thing is. It's number 152709. That's available now. And that goes in like this and just punch. Boom. Now we're going to stamp Warm Wishes from Our Home to Yours. And we're going to do that in Very Vanilla on a scrap here. Warm Wishes. Actually, what we're going to do first is we're going to use the postage stamp again. We're going to do a whole postage stamp. And then I'm going to get a sticky note. Maybe. To help me hold it. And we're going to try and get it about 1/2 of a stamp by going in from the side. And I try and sort of line up the little dots there. That looks about right. And then just punch again. And that way you get a smaller piece that can go in the middle of the other one. And I still have another 1/2 of one to use. Kind of got a little tail on that. But so if I mess this one up, I can use a little bit smaller one. Oh, it's all right. If you do all online, it works anyway. I have never done in person anything with it, so I'm probably not a good one at all to give advice there. So, and we're even having our, I can't find my sentiment. It's here somewhere. Here it is. Warm Wishes from Our House to Yours. I'm going to use real red. Thank you, Tina. I don't know if you mean the cards or everything in the catalog, because I had trouble with that too. But if you mean the cards, thank you. All right, so I'm just, I don't know if I'm in front. Yeah, I sort of am. I'm just trying to make sure I have it sort of straight and centered. If it's a little bit crooked, I'm not going to worry about it. It's a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to worry about it. Not too crooked. Is it? A little bit. Yeah, we could flip it over. Let's try flipping it over. We'll pick whichever one comes out better. No, wait, which way was it? It was leaning up. So instead of going up, we want that end to be down. I don't know if I got it any better. We'll see. Maybe. About the same. Bye, Cindy. Thank you. Yes, you all stay safe too. Or you, Cindy, stay safe. Try to. I think. This one's straighter up and down, but this one's centered. But I'm going to use the first one actually because it's centered better this way. Silly me. Now we're going to just glue that into the center of the real red, and then we'll start gluing everything down. And again, just try and line it up with your notches, or not. You don't have to, because then you'll have some red showing through, but I think it helps me line it up and get it more even. Okay, so we're ready to put this down. Now, I actually think I laid this down first because it gave me an idea where to glue this and leave enough room for this. I didn't really want it overlapping, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I love the catalog too, obviously. Okay, Heather, thank you. Yeah, go take care of Doggy. Kitty spent her hour on me after lunch. She's probably with my son now. It's funny, she's almost like a dog in that regard. All right, this we're going to bump up on dimensionals, which fell down, so they're right in front of me. And that's a little one. And we'll use 5. I did use, I don't know if I said that, I used Very Vanilla for the sentiment, not Whisper White. Because I feel like that background is very vanilla, even though they don't really say that in the description of the paper. All right, so now I'm taking the less not textured side and just putting a tab of glue. I'm going to put the top one on first and the bottom one on next, and then we'll do the middle ones. And I put them all going in the same direction because the little tips, it helped me line them up better with the little tips pointing to the in between the legs of the other one, if you will, the petals. I might have got that one a little too close. Actually, it's a good idea to lay them all down again first and kind of get them spaced out the way you want them. I think we're all right. I'm going to do this one next. And I'm not gluing all the petals down. I'm just gluing the center down. Got a little glue showing there. And that's that. Oh, let me wipe my fingers off again. What do I do with my wet wipe? I don't know. Talking your ears off. Oh. Oh. Yeah, mine does that to me sometimes. So now what we're going to put in the center of these is the gold glitter enamel dots. Now these are not in the catalog, I don't think, but they did carry their they were part of that Christmas Time is Here suite, and they're still available. I checked. So I don't know. Maybe they're in the annual catalog. I could be wrong. I'm using my take your pick tool again and just sliding them over and putting them right in the middle because I felt like that particular color gold went with that Very Vanilla and gave those flowers a little bit of bling. And it's an odd number of 5, so that worked out well. You do have to be careful with these glittery enamel dots that they have like a back on them, which is the coloring. The glitter's in the enamel, but the color is actually like gold foil on the back. So if you use your scrapey part, it could separate. It's done that for me once or twice. So I tend to use the putty instead. Okay, and then we have one more thing we're going to, well, two more things. The inside, but also we're going to use some linen thread, which is in the annual catalog, and pull a decent sized piece and double it. We're going to do like a double bow. Yeah, my cat yells at us sometimes, but she's not a big talker. She sounds like she has laryngitis half the time. I don't know. So we're just going to make a loopy, which is way too big. And another loopy, if I can get a hold of it, which is way too big. Squish them together. Loop it through. I am not a good bow maker. Sometimes I do my bows before I come on air because I'm not a good bow maker. And I have a jewelry tool thing that I could use with pegs in it that would help, but I don't. I always forget about it and don't get it out. And then just pull them down, tighten it up, keep adjusting, pull it down, get them even, and then snip this little side over here and then cut it off and even it out some more. Let's see, this one and this one, and I think that'll work. And then we're going to use a glue dot again. My roll is almost empty. And I actually tend to roll that a little bit. And then we're just going to put it like right under the red thing, but so the bow is sticking up on top. And then we'll just play with these a little bit, cut them a little shorter actually. They're a little bit too long. Whew. Now it's doing what my hair does, just flying everywhere. Oh my goodness. That's why I pulled it up and back. And then we'll do the inside. Isn't that pretty? I was so happy with myself this time. Oh. Okay, now we're just going to glue another piece of this paper. It's 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. This is on Very Vanilla, which is 5 1/4 by 4 inches for the inside. And we'll just glue that down. Now, if you had other sentiments you wanted to put in the inside, you could, but I just leave the insides without sentiment usually and just have the sentiment on the front. Sometimes I have the sentiment on the inside and not on the front. It just depends on the card. Okay, so this is all from the Poinsettia Petals. Let me bring all the cards back in. Poinsettia Petals, which is available August 4th from the new mini catalog. So we did sort of 2 reddish ones and 2 greenish ones. That's the first one. This is the second one. Excuse me. And if you need any supplies in July before August 4th rolls around, there's the August host code again. Thank you, Paige. Oh, and there's so much more I want to do with this set. Thank you, Vera. So I want to thank all of you for joining me. Let's see, tomorrow I have Saturday stamping sometime in the evening after 5. Thank you very much, Ruru. I appreciate that. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of tea again. Thank you, Karen. So yeah, those are just 4 cards made out of the Poinsettia Petals, excuse me, suite of products available August 4th. If you're in the USA and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator and share even more things with you. And if you need paper pumpkin for August, sign up before August 10th. And if you're interested in joining my little team, talk to me and I'll be glad to give you more information about that. My email is down below every video, as is a link to my store, my web store. And the host code is always down below my videos as well for the current, whatever the current host code is as of the time the video goes up. All right, everyone, have a great night and a great weekend, and I will see you tomorrow with Smash That Small Paper Pad, hopefully at 10 a.m. Eastern. And I'm supposed to have a Pinspiration collab up, but I don't know if I'm going to get something done on time. I'll try. At noon Eastern, and then Saturday Stamping Tips, Techniques, and More, 5 o'clock or after. They're all videos tomorrow, no live streams. And I don't know if I have anything Sunday. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, exactly, Ruru. It's just so much all at once, all of a sudden again. All right, guys, take care. Let me put my little spiel in here. Hugs, love, and peace. Oops, I could spell right. Peace to you all. Stay safe, especially with these storms. Never mind everything else that's going on. You're welcome, Paige. And thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come spend it with me. All right, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.